Welcome everyone to Dead Talk Live. I'm your host Viz, and today we welcome actor Tyler Mane to the show, who is with us promoting his new graphic novel titled The Last Spartan Red Tape from his company Mane Entertainment. Now, a lot of us know Tyler as Michael Myers from Rob Zombie's Halloween movies. So, Tyler, thank you so much for joining us today. How's it going?
Yeah, hey man, thanks for having me on.
Absolutely. It is our pleasure. So let's get right to it. This is fascinating to me. You have this graphic novel that you're starting up. It's called The Last Spartan. Now, a lot of us are not familiar with that. Tell us what The Last Spartan is about.
Yeah, The Last Spartan is a originally based on a novel by my good friend John F. Saunders, and that was written probably over a decade ago or more. And I always wanted to do something with this project, and so we have teamed up to turn it into a graphic novel, update it, modernize it a little bit. So it is a story of Frank Kane,
Mm.
an ex-motorcycle enforcer, lone survivor of the last Spartans, that is living the quiet life, that is asked to go back in for one last mission.
Okay.
And he is asked to go in and rescue a young girl from the Atlanta's underground of human trafficking. So he puts his parole and everything at risk to save this one girl. And he meets up with Amanda Harper, who is an undercover decoy that is trying to save all the girls. So they're kind of butting heads, but they team up to save all the girls. So that's basically what it's about. So imagine Sons of Anarchy meets The Punisher with the human trafficking storyline.
That sounds fascinating. Now, you said it was inspired by your friend. When did this all start coming together for you to take his novels and turn it into your graphic novels with a little bit of your own twist to it?
Yeah, we've been talking about this. We've John has teamed up with me in our past two projects. We did Compound Fracture together, which is a feature film that we did through Main Entertainment, and also Penance Lane. And we were trying to figure out where we were going to fit this one in, and the timing is right. And we've been working on this for the last 3 years or so to get this graphic novel done. It takes quite a bit of time, like a
Yeah.
feature film, to get it to where you need it to be and want it to be. But we've got a lot of top tier people with this. Renee, my wife, and I sat down with Christopher Priest, who has written the Black Panther, Punisher, Vampirella, Captain America's,
Wow.
and we were talking with him about turning this into a graphic novel. And through the research that we were doing, we found out just how deep and crazy of a subject this human trafficking really is. And I figured out I wanted to try and figure out how to give back to the community. And that's why I've been teaming up with deliverfund.org and Trafficking in America Task Force.org. And we've helped them raise over $10,000 so far for the cause. So,
That's
yeah.
fascinating because there are a lot of people that don't really think that human trafficking is a problem in today's world anymore. I mean, yeah, maybe 50 to 100 years ago it was widely a problem, but a lot of people think that it's gone away, and it hasn't. It's just as big as it was, 50 years ago. In your research for this novel, and I heard you did a lot of research crisscrossing the country, talking to various peoples. Were you surprised by the stories that you heard from these people?
Yeah, it's really eye-opening to talk to some of these victims and to just hear and listen to what they've gone through and how they've made it through to the other side and they're able to have a decent life again.
Yeah.
It's it's a very very serious topic, and that's the thing with these organizations. They're helping them get back on their feet. They're helping protect your kids against trafficking, um, and it's just shocking.
Yeah.
And most people think out of sight, out of mind,
Hmm.
and it's not going to affect them. But 80% of trafficking in America is done by Americans.
Wow, I did not know that. You know,
Yeah.
that's crazy, and it's great that you're shining a light on this because, like I said, a lot of people don't think that it's an issue anymore, and it really is. Tell us about the team that you assembled to put this novel together. How did you all coalesce?
Yeah, like I say, we got Christopher Priest doing the script and writing it, who is top tier writer. We have Mark Silvestri, who is a top artist who has done our cover for us.
Nice.
We have Will Conrad, Michael Montnot, Jimbo Salgado, all doing interiors. We've got Sia Ohm doing covers. We've got Seth Adams doing covers. Charles Deslorica is doing covers for us. So we've got top tier, and it was all brought together by my wife, Renee Geerlings, who was the editor in chief for Top Cow Comic Books for quite a while.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah, she's
Very
been in the
nice.
business for a little bit. So she knows everybody and knows who to call.
Now, you've been in the movie business for a long time now, and you understand that a lot of ideas, people have a lot of ideas, but for it to go from an idea to an actual project, a lot has to happen. When did you realize that this was going to go from an idea to actually you doing it and getting it done?
Yeah, you have the basic storyline, and then you need to find the funding to make the project. And we are so lucky to have an investor. So we are fully funded. Our Kickstarter is more of a storefront. But once we got the funds, we were able to go into production and make this happen.
Nice. So, with the Kickstarter program, how do you hope you take the fans and get them involved, not only as fans of the graphic novel, but also make them feel a part of the project? Is that part of the reason why you're using Kickstarter as well?
Yeah, and we wanted to give various different tiers to people in different entry levels to come in and support and help out and find something that's just right for them.
How have you found the reception so far for the people that do know what's about to happen with the novel and all that? Have you found the reception, very nice, very welcoming about what you're doing, receptive?
Yeah, it's I've been talking to a lot of people at the conventions that I've been going to, and they are more than excited that I'm raising awareness for the human trafficking, because it is a serious
Hmm.
topic. And every convention that I go to, I'm talking to someone that it's either affected or that actually works in the field to help prevent it.
Wow.
And I've heard several stories there also that it's something that we really need to raise awareness for.
Absolutely. Now, I heard, and I don't know if you want to talk about this or not, but you've had some close calls with, getting kidnapped and stuff like that on yourself. Uh, now people look at you. You're a big guy. I mean, they know you from Michael Myers and Halloween. Being almost like a victim or being a victim of that on the other end, how personal does this make it for you?
Yeah, I mean, I've got two kids that luckily they're fully grown now. But you worry about your children a lot. You worry about all those instances and just keeping your family safe. And that's why I am teaming with Deliver Fund, because they have programs that you can get on your phone to check individuals out to make sure that your kids are in a safe environment.
Absolutely. And as a parent myself, we understand that when our kids are sent off to school and they're out of our control, it's a parent's worst nightmare I can't even imagine. My mind can't go there because there's no way to even allow your mind to go there if you've never actually been in that horrible situation where your child has been a victim of this. And it's crazy. I mean, I don't even know how to even describe it. Now, as we
Well,
mentioned, oh, go on.
and the thing too is they're using the internet to draw your children in nowadays, and it's something you gotta be aware of who your kids are talking to online, because they're not always who they seem to be.
Exactly. And as a parent, I'm sure you can empathize with this. It is really difficult, even though there are so many tools as your kids get older to try to, let's say the ages of 15, 16, and then 17, and then they're approaching adulthood at 18, to actually keep them safe and kind of monitor what they're doing, because at that age they're reaching their own independence as well, and you want them to become independent. So as a parent, you know this as well. It's a very fine line that we have to walk, and with the world being as crazy as it is, it makes it extremely difficult. Now, as we mentioned in the beginning of the show, a lot of people know you as Rob Zombie's Michael Myers, which was a great movie. The sequel was great as well. What kind of impact did landing that role have on your career at that time?
I didn't realize just how fanatical the Halloween fans are. you know, they are very, very fanatical and follow the series because there are several different
Oh,
versions.
yes.
And I was just lucky enough to be a part of it and be in the Rob Zombie's 2007, 2009 remakes, and I've actually been lucky throughout my whole career, like with the Sabretooth in the first X-Men,
Yeah.
King Ajax and Troy and Scorpion King and Joe Dirt, and it's just goes on and on and on.
I mean,
I've been very lucky, very blessed.
you have had no shortages of work. You have like 51 credits to your name, and like you said, you've been blessed with a lot of work, and that's amazing. You've done roles like Michael Myers. You've been in the X-Men. You've been in all these iconic films. When you did land the role of Michael Myers, and Rob Zombie's twist was he was going to show us more of Michael Myers while he was a child and into adulthood while still locked up in the asylum. How did Zombie explain to you how he saw his version of Michael that he wanted you to portray?
Yeah, he explained it as wanting to show his backstory of Michael to how he became a product of his environment, and through that upbringing, it turned him into who he was. So that all helped form who Michael Myers was. And then when he's in the asylum and gets out, it just all hell breaks loose.
Exactly. Now, initially, did you know that that Zombie was going to make a sequel, or did that happen after the first one came out? And it did very, very well, which was what prompted a sequel to be made.
Yeah, we held the Labor Day box office record for 14 years.
Wow.
So we were always going to do a sequel, and it was just timing and when it was going to come out and how it was going to come out. So 2 years after the fact,
It
we
happened.
had the second one. Yeah.
Now, like I mentioned, you do have a lot of credits to your name. You're also main entertainment. Where do you see your path going in the future? You owned main entertainment. You're an actor. You've also done some writing, producing. Which path do you want to pursue, or do you want to just do a little bit of everything?
I think I want to do a little bit of everything. I love the acting. And then when I'm not acting, I'm always busy trying to come up with stories and storylines and new content that we can do through main entertainment. And I'm just very excited to be able to go the way of the graphic novel now, because that opens up a whole new medium to
Exactly.
main entertainment and what we're doing.
Have you
And
oh,
it can help get the story out.
have you been a fan of graphic novels your entire life, or is this something new that you've come to appreciate?
Yeah, no, I loved comic books as a kid because growing up in Canada, I was a tall, skinny kid, glasses, braces, and I was slightly dyslexic. So I had so much trouble reading. But I went to a white elephant sale at our school where everybody brings their stuff that they want to get rid of to help raise funds for the school. And I got my very first graphic novel, or my very first comic book, which was a Beetle Bailey, and I got some DC comic secrets. I got some Tom Sawyer. Archie, and from then on, when I was probably in grade 4 or so, I started loving the medium. And then I just, because I could watch it, I could look and see the story
Exactly.
unfold in front of my eyes. And I got to admit, a lot of times I made up my own stories because I didn't understand the words sometimes, but that kind of helped turn me into who I am today.
So I can imagine you were pretty excited. You must have been pretty excited when you landed that X-Men role.
Yeah, yeah, that was a dream come true.
Now, what do you think? I mean, graphic novels, comic books have always been a source material for films, but even more so now than I think before. What do you think about that trend of these graphic novels, comics, more and more being picked up and turned into either television shows or motion pictures?
Yeah, I love it because it's proof of content of the product,
Exactly.
and I've been lucky enough to be involved in quite a few of them. The X-Men with Sabretooth, Doom Patrol, Tormanox. I was Black Star and Jupiter's Legacy, Mark Miller's comic book. So I've been a few comic book characters on the screen.
Do you have a fun with any role, whether it's an X-Men or Michael Myers? How do you on set try to have fun with whatever role you're doing? I mean, what do you do?
I do as much research as I can in the beginning. I figure out what I want to do, and then when they say roll cameras, I just tell myself, let's have some fun.
That's
You
awesome.
know?
Just
Yeah.
simplify it and just have some fun. I think that's like some of the best advice people can take because a lot of people get into their own heads and they overthink it. Tyler, I want to thank you so much for taking the time coming to talk to us. Before I let you go, now the Kickstarter is going to be announced and launched October 17th. Is that correct?
Correct. October 17th it launches, and there are going to be some early bird specials for the very first day. So please check it out.
Are there
And
any perks you can talk about right now or not yet?
pardon me.
Are there any perks to the crowdfunding Kickstarter project that you can talk about right now?
Oh, yeah. One of my favorite ones is Coffee and Comics because deliverfund.org has their own coffee line. So
Nice.
we are doing 12 ounces of their coffee with our graphic novels. So you can have a coffee in the morning and support deliverfund.org, and you can read a great graphic novel while you're doing it.
Absolutely. That sounds amazing. Guys, please check this out. The official Kickstarter premiere date is October 17th. It's called The Last Spartan Red Tape. You can find it on Kickstarter. It's for a great cause. I mean, what more can you say about it? To protect children, people against human trafficking, to raise awareness about human trafficking. So please check this out. It's backed by our guest today, Tyler Main. As he described it, it's Sons of Anarchy meets The Punisher. So that's a great way to describe it. I want to thank Tyler Main again. I want to thank our audience, those of you who are tuning in live and those who will be watching this later on. Do you have any final thoughts before we go, Tyler?
I just want to say thank you to everybody, and please pick your tears and enjoy the novel.
Absolutely. Thank you, everybody. Until next time, stay safe and stay walking. Bye.